Assalamu alaikum. We're going to start lecture number 4 today, which is in continuation of chapter number 2, which we were discussing in the last chapter. Chapter number 2 is basically about business environments and basically how does positive or negative impact of these business environments for any business concern, be it big, be it small, be it a multinational, be it a local business, be it a grocery store very near you, or be it a very big, large branded store in a far-off market. So the point is that these business environments have an impact on any organization, and as future businessmen, as future managers, as future entrepreneurs, we need to understand these business environments, we need to study these business environments, and more importantly, we need to understand the impact of these environments on any business, and we need to study or analyze how can we reduce the negative impacts and how can we enhance the positive impacts of this business environment. So we're going to just continue on the same discussion that we were having last lecture. Last lecture we defined what a business environment is, and we talked about organizational boundaries. Then we moved on and we said that there are 5 different kinds of environments, primarily 1 being economic environment, 2 being technological environment, 3rd being political legal environment, 4th being the socio-cultural environment, and the last one being the business environment. And in the last lecture, we discussed the economic environment only in depth. We discussed that economic environment deals with the economic systems. We said that economic systems need to be growth oriented and they need to be stable. We said that for economic growth, you need to have upside business cycle, or you want to have expanded business cycle, you want to have a good aggregate output, you need to have a high standard of living or a good standard of living, you need to have productivity, and you need to reduce the impact of national debt and negative balance of trade, or trade deficit as we call it. Then we moved on and we studied or talked about that an economic system needs to be a stable system, and 2 factors which hinders the stability of an economic system, 1 being inflation. We discussed the impact of inflation, what is inflation, how does it impact a business, an organization, or an entrepreneur. And then we also discussed unemployment. We discussed what unemployment was. We informally discussed the various types of unemployments that we have, and then we discussed it, how does unemployment affects a business, and how does it relate to instability in an economic system. We further moved on and we discussed the fact that there are 2 ways through which we can control our economy. 1 is fiscal policy, which relates to the government spending and the government earnings, which through and we get to know about spendings and earnings through the budget, which can either be positive, which is going to be a budget surplus, and it could be negative, which is going to be a budget deficit. Deficit is when your expenses are more and your earnings are less, and your budget surplus is when your earnings are more and your spendings are less. Now we also discussed that nobody can say, or there's no hard and fast rule that budget surplus is good and budget deficit is not good, but then we discussed details, in what instances budget surplus is not good, and in what instances budget deficit is not good. Then we moved on and we discussed that what is monetary policy. We said that it is controlled by the State Bank of Pakistan or by any central bank of any country. In our case, in Pakistan's case, it is State Bank of Pakistan, and we said it basically controls the amount of money that is being circulated within an economy, within a country, or it relates to the flow of money in an economy. The flow of money or the circulation of money is primarily controlled through interest rates. If you have tight monetary policy, or if you have very high interest rates, then businesses take lesser loans and their spendings becomes less. Similarly, when you have an easy monetary policy, or when your interest rates are lowered, then automatically there's more spending, businesses take more loans, their expansion is more, their growth is more. So that sort of sums up our last lecture, which was lecture number 3. Today we're going to talk about lecture number 4, and we're going to start with the second environmental factor, or the second environment, which is the technological environment. Now, what does technology mean? For you and me, for any other person for that matter. It would mean the internet that we're using, or the high-tech laptop that we have, or the ultra high-tech cell phone that we have. That is what technology is. But from a business perspective, or from the eyes of an entrepreneur, or from the perspective of an entrepreneur, technological environment will have a number of things. Technological environment, when I say the word technology, it's going to encompass everything and anything, or all means and all ways through which a company, an organization or a firm creates value. So वो सारी चीज़ें, चाहे वो कोई भी चीज़ हो, जिसके थ्रू एक कंपनी या एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कस्टमर के लिए वैल्यू क्रिएट करती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड, और ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल बी इंक्लूडेड इन द टेक्नोलॉजिकल एनवायरनमेंट. नाउ सम ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजिकल एनवायरनमेंट आर ह्यूमन नॉलेज. सो मेरा और आपका, this part of our body, our brain, is technological environment. How we use it, where we use it is part of technological environment. Work methods, हम किस तरीके से अपने काम को मैनेज करते हैं, हम किस तरीके से अपनी चीज़ों को इस्तेमाल करते हैं, किस तरीके से अपने इक्विपमेंट को इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कैसे अपने काम को, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ को मैनेज करते हैं. That is what technological environment is. Equipment, what type of equipment are we using, what type of machinery are we using, what are the specifications of a particular laptop, what are the specification of a particular machinery. These are also part of technological environment. And then again, electronics and telecommunication, telephone, electronics की चीज़ें, हर वो चीज़ जिसके थ्रू हम अपने कस्टमर के लिए वैल्यू क्रिएट करते हैं, that is part of your technological environment. So the point here is that हम जब technological environment की बात करते हैं, तो you don't need to think in a stereotype way. Technology here is not that stereotypical technology in the sense of the word that is generally used. Here, technology or technological environment is going to include all ways and all means which are used for creating value for the customers, be it the human mind, be it the gray matter that we have here, be it the work methods, be it the equipment that we're using, be it telecommunication, be it electronics, or be it anything which is going to create value for our customers. Now, generally speaking, when I say technological environment, there are two types of technologies that I'm talking about. First up are product and services technologies. Now, product and service technologies are those technologies, or that technology which is used for creation of goods and services. Now, for example, I need to manufacture a car, or maybe you've seen how a car is manufactured on any one of those National Geographic or Discovery Channel programs. Along assembly line, people standing right and left of that assembly line, somebody is putting in the body, somebody is putting in the windows, somebody is putting in the tires, somebody is putting in the windshield, somebody is tightening the screws, somebody is putting in the steering wheel, somebody is tinkering with the brakes, and at the end of that assembly line you have a full-fledged car in front of you. So every technology, or every machinery, or every individual's mind that was used to create that car is what is included in the product service technologies. So any technology, be it human mind, be it the equipment, be it electronics, be it telecommunication, which is used for making of that car, is part of the product and service technologies. Now you need to, here at this point in time, you need to know that technologies, or technology, does not only relate to goods. And we've differentiated between a good and a service before as well. Remember, first class, a good is tangible and a service is intangible. So when I buy a shirt, that's tangible, that's a good. But when I go to McDonald's and eat a burger there, that is intangible service. That's intangible, and that's a service that they're providing to me. Now, टेक्नोलॉजी सिर्फ गुड्स की क्रिएशन में यूज़ नहीं होती है. टेक्नोलॉजी उतनी ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है सर्विस की डिलीवरी में और सर्विस की क्रिएशन में. आई जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री कि किस तरीके से एक गाड़ी जो है वो असेंबली लाइन पर बनाई जाती है, एंड एट द एंड यू हैव अ फिनिश्ड गुड एंड अ फिनिश्ड कार. सिमिलरली, इफ यू गो टू मैकडॉनल्ड्स और एनी ऑफ दीज फास्ट फूड, गो टू पिज़्ज़ा हट, दे हैव दिस huge machine there जिसके एक एंड पर वो अपना पिज़्ज़ा डालते हैं और दूसरे एंड से अपना एक हॉट टेस्टी यमी पिज्ज़ा निकालते हैं. Now that is what service technologies are. Again, human mind is being used, whereby डो बन रहा है, उसको बेला जा रहा है, उस पर चीज़ें डाली जा रही हैं. Equipment is being used, which is that machinery. Technology is being used, electronics is being used, and value is being created in terms of that big pizza that we have. Similarly, if you go to McDonald's, from receiving buns and receiving potatoes to cutting them, again, there's a whole process, there's a whole assembly line through which these burgers go through, and these food items that McDonald's sells go through, जिसके एंड पर हमारे पास एक फिनिश्ड बर्गर आता है जिसको हम खा लेते हैं. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that technological environment में first up you have your product and service technologies. Technology सिर्फ good या टैंजिबल चीज़ के लिए इस्तेमाल नहीं होती. उतनी ही टेक्नोलॉजी जो है वो उतनी ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है एक सर्विस इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी. सो फॉर क्रिएशन ऑफ सर्विसेज और फॉर क्रिएशन ऑफ गुड्स यू नीड टेक्नोलॉजी, एंड एनी टेक्नोलॉजी दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर क्रिएटिंग गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज इज पार्ट ऑफ योर प्रोडक्ट सर्विस टेक्नोलॉजीज. नाउ सेकेंड थिंग दैट हैपन्स व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ प्रोडक्ट सर्विस टेक्नोलॉजीज इज दैट इट बिकम्स द बेसिस ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट कि आप एग्जाम्पल ले लीजिए. They are pressured, they have a pressure on themselves that they need to come up with better, newer technologies. Apple की example ले लीजिए. You had iPhone 3, then you had iPhone 4, then you had iPhone 4S. आप iPad की example ले लीजिए, which is again a product of Apple. एक iPad आया, उसके बाद उसके एक upgraded version आया, उसके बाद एक और upgraded version आया. So these companies use technology as a basis of competition. Because of technology, they're differentiating themselves from all other companies. हम इसलिए बेहतर हैं क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा नई टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ करते हैं. हम इसलिए बेहतर हैं क्योंकि हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी बाकी सब कंपनीज की टेक्नोलॉजी से बेहतर है. हम इसलिए बेहतर हैं क्योंकि जितनी जल्दी टेक्नोलॉजी आती है हम उसको अपनी प्रोडक्ट के अंदर इनकॉर्पोरेट कर देते हैं. सो फॉर ऑल दीज कंपनीज लाइक एप्पल, लाइक माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, टेक्नोलॉजी बिकम्स अ बेसिस ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन. And all these companies want to be technology leaders because they are known to incorporate new technology. As soon as a new technology comes, they want to incorporate it within within the products and services that they are creating. So that is again the use of product service technologies, and that is what technological environment will have. When I say technological environment, these are the different things that will be within this environment. The second thing that product and service technologies do is that they reduce the cycle time. Now what's a cycle time? A cycle time is the amount of time needed to from the idea generation कि हमने ये product बनानी है which fulfills this particular need and want of the customer to actually creating a product is what cycle time is. सोचने से उसकी actual physical condition में उसको लाने तक, that is what cycle time is, and technology has reduced the cycle time. How has that done? How has technology done that? Basically, because of technology, idea आता है, कंप्यूटर में जाता है, वहाँ पर आप चीज़ें बनाते हैं. Just take animated movies example ले लीजिए. Take any animated movie you want to think of. Ice Age. अगर टेक्नोलॉजी ना होती तो अ मूवी लाइक आइस एज को बनाने में कितना टाइम लगता. पेपर पर ड्रॉ होती, फिर पेपर आप ऐसे करते तो इमेज हिलता नहीं हिलता और सब चीज़ें होती. नाउ व्हाट यू डू इज यू यूजिंग कंप्यूटर्स, वेरी हाई टेक, वेरी टेक्नोलॉजिकली एडवांस कंप्यूटर्स. आप सब चीज़ें उस पर बनाते हैं, ड्राइंग्स उस पर बनाते हैं विच आर इमीडिएटली कन्वर्टेड इनटू एनिमेटेड फिगर्स एंड यू एंड अप हैविंग आइस एज. सो दैट इज़ हाउ technology has benefited these companies, whereby they have reduced the cycle time, amount of time needed from conceptualizing a particular product to actually making it physically. That is what cycle time is, and through technology the cycle time has been reduced considerably. Now, the second thing that the technological environment has other than the product service technologies is business process technologies. Now, business process, the word in itself explains to you what it means. It basically means कि business को run करने के लिए various processes होते हैं, चाहे वो inventory management हो, चाहे वो sales management हो, चाहे वो accounting and finance management हो, money matters को manage करना हो. ये सब processes एक business concern में, एक business organization में चल रहे होते हैं. और इन सब चीज़ों को मैनेज करने के लिए आप टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करते हो, विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज बिजनेस प्रोसेस टेक्नोलॉजीज़. What does a business process technology, उसका फ़ायदा क्या है, वो क्यों यूज़ करते हैं? It improves internal performances, be it information flow, information किस तरीके से flow होगी from the top management to the lower management, from the sales department to the finance department, from the production department to the marketing department, from the suppliers to the company management, कैसे flow होगी, किस तरीके से flow होगी, किस method को use करके flow होगी, किस equipment के through flow होगी, वो business process technologies hai. And through this technology, this flow of information is now quick, is more reliable and is more efficient. Next thing is report creation. एक क्लिक करेंगे कीबोर्ड का, आपको पिछले 6 महीने की सेल्स फिगर आ जाएंगी. एक क्लिक करेंगे कीबोर्ड का या माउस का, आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपके स्टोर रूम में कितनी इन्वेंट्री मौजूद है. एक क्लिक करेंगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपको कौन सा रॉ मटेरियल किस टाइम पर चाहिए है. दैट इज बिजनेस प्रोसेस टेक्नोलॉजीज. दैट रिपोर्ट क्रिएशन और क्रिएशन ऑफ रिपोर्ट हैज़ बिकम वेरी वेरी ईजी. पेपर पेंसिल लेकर घंटों लगाकर इस दिन ये हुआ, इस दिन ये हुआ, इस दिन ये हुआ. यू डोंट नीड टू डू दैट एनी मोर. Just because of a click of a button, you will be able to know exactly कि आपकी इन्वेंट्री की, आपके रॉ मटेरियल की, आपके फिनिश गुड्स की, आपके ह्यूमन रिसोर्स की, आपके फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज की क्या पोजीशन है. Similarly, better relationships with stakeholders. Because of these business process technologies, now you can communicate in a much better way with your stakeholders. Now, the question arises that you can ask me what a stakeholder is. A stakeholder is basically any individual who have any interest in the company. इसका क्या मतलब? कोई भी individual internal to the organization or external to the organization which has any amount of interest in the success of that organization, in the running of that organization, is who a stakeholder is. आपका employee is very worried कि आपकी कंपनी सही चले या नहीं चले, क्योंकि अगर सही चलेगी तो उसकी नौकरी रहेगी, नहीं चलेगी सही तो फारिग हो जाएगा. ही इज़ अ स्टेक होल्डर. आपका सप्लायर, ही इज़ अ स्टेक होल्डर बिकॉज वो आपकी कंपनी को रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाई करता है. अगर कंपनी ख़त्म हो जाती है तो वो किसको सप्लाई करेगा? आपका क्रेडिटर, उसने आपकी कंपनी को लोन दिया है, अगर आपकी कंपनी ख़त्म हो जाती है तो उसका लोन कैसे वापस आएगा? आपका कस्टमर, अगेन वो आपकी कंपनी से प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज ख़रीदता है. ही इज़ वेरी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट हाउ गुड or bad your company is, because good company is going to mean good products, bad company is going to mean no products. So he's very worried and he's very interested to know how the company is doing. Similarly, that security guard who's standing outside the building is also very worried about your company or about the company, and he is also a stakeholder. Why? Because अगर उस कंपनी नहीं रहेगी तो वो सिक्योरिटी किसको प्रोवाइड करेगा, राइट? Similarly, the person who cleans the office is also a stakeholder for a company. Why? Because again, his job is dependent on the success of the company or on the working of the company, and he's very interested to know or to see that the company does well. So a stakeholder is any individual who has any interest in the company. This individual can be inside the company in the form of an employee, and this individual can be outside the company in the form of suppliers, in the form of creditors, in the form of customer. So coming back to our previous discussion, that business process technologies basically improves relationships with stakeholders. Through these report creations, through this information flow, आपकी communication बहुत आसान हो जाती है. आप timely communication अपने stakeholders को दे देते हो. आपकी suppliers ख़त्म होने वाली होती हैं, आपके raw material ख़त्म होने वाले होते हैं, आपकी report होती है या आपका computer होता है या उसमें software होता है, वो आपको it raises a flag for you that your raw materials are at a level which are very dangerous levels. बहुत नीचे आपके raw materials आ गए. Immediately आप supplier को के साथ communicate करते हो, उसको बताते हो कि जी इतना raw material लग गया है इस डेट तक, हमें we need more raw material. The supplier gives you the raw material on time and your production doesn't suffer. अगर यही टेक्नोलॉजी ना होती तो जब raw material ख़त्म हो जाता तो आप एकदम टहलते टहलते स्टोर में जाते, फिर आपको पता चलता raw material ख़त्म है, फिर आप वापस आते, supplier को फ़ोन करते करते, रॉ मटेरियल दो, सप्लायर और गुस्सा करता, अभी हमारे पास नहीं है कल देंगे, और चीज़ें बढ़ती बढ़ाती, इन दी एंड कोई भी खुश ना होता, ना आपका सप्लायर, ना आप, ना प्रोडक्शन टीम, ना इन्वेंट्री वाले लोग, nobody would have been happy. So what business process technology does is it improves relationship with your stakeholders in terms of report writing, in terms of creation of more reports, in terms of information flow as well. Now one type of resource process technology is enterprise resource planning, and we call it as an ERP as well. Now what is an ERP, or an enterprise resource planning system? It manages processes across products, across departments, and across geographical area. So it is one system, it is one software which is not dependent on anything. It's going to manage your products, it's going to manage your departments, and it's going to manage various locations. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हम एक सॉफ्टवेयर लेंगे और वो जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन पर डिपेंडेंट नहीं होगा, वो लाहौर के लिए भी काम करेगा, वो कराची के लिए भी काम करेगा, वो इस्लामाबाद के लिए भी काम करेगा, वो रहीम यार खान के लिए भी काम करेगा. सिमिलरली उसको डिपार्टमेंट से कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा. इट विल नॉट cater to only finance department, but it will cater to the finance department, to the marketing department, to the human resource department, to the production department, to every department. Similarly वो एक particular product के लिए नहीं होगा, वो across various products, goods and services जो कि आपकी कंपनी प्रोड्यूस कर रही है, वो उस सब के लिए मैनेज करेगा. So that one system, or ERP as it is known, is going to manage everything for you. It's going to figure out or find out कि मटेरियल, रॉ मटेरियल कितना है, कितना ख़त्म हो गया, कितना यूज़ हो रहा है, उसकी रीऑर्डरिंग कब होनी चाहिए. रीऑर्डरिंग जब इस टाइम पर होगी तो इस टाइम तक आपका ऑर्डर आपको रिसीव हो जाएगा. जब वो रिसीव हो जाएगा तो आपने उसको किस तरीके से प्रोडक्शन पे लेकर आना है. जब प्रोडक्शन में आ जाएगा तो उसकी पेमेंट कैसे होगी या उसकी प्राइसिंग कैसे होगी, आप उसको फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम के साथ आप उसको कैसे मर्ज करेंगे. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट एन एंटरप्राइज रिसोर्स प्लानिंग डज. द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस ERP system is that it is not dependent, or it does not focus on one product, one department, in one geographical area. It is across various products, it is across various geographical locations, and it is across various departments. सबसे बड़ा फ़ायदा इसका क्या? इसका सबसे बड़ा फ़ायदा ये होगा कि because of this enterprise resource planning system, you can merge various departments together, you can merge various processes together, or you can interact or take help from people and information or individuals that are sitting at various geographical locations as well. That's the best part of this, कि जब एक system dependence नहीं होगा, एक geographical location dependence नहीं होगा, या एक department dependence नहीं होगा, तो आपको हर department से information, हर geographical location से information आ रही होगी, हर product के बारे में information आ रही होगी, हर चीज़ को merge करके ordering होगी. For example, अगर ये enterprise resource planning system नहीं होता तो let's say my company produces shirts and my company produces shoes. Now if we did not have an enterprise resource planning system, मैं पहले shirts की order करती क्योंकि मुझे तो नहीं पता कि मेरे shoes के लिए leather available है या नहीं है. I just don't have any idea about that. ठीक हो गया, shirts का order किया, फलाना किया, सब कुछ कर करा लिया, फिर 4 दिन के बाद पता चला जी leather भी नहीं है. अच्छा, shirts का raw material लेने के लिए गाड़ी तो चली गई है कराची, अब लेदर भी तो कराची से ही मिलना था, लेकिन अब तो देर हो गई, गाड़ी तो वापस आ गई है रॉ मटेरियल लेकर शर्ट्स का, फिर से वापस गाड़ी कराची लेकर जाएगी, फिर वहाँ से लेदर लेकर आएगी. That happens when we do not have an ERP with us. But अगर ERP होता, वो रॉ मटेरियल या इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट करता, लेदर गुड्स की भी जो कि शूज़ के लिए इस्तेमाल होते, और कॉटन के लिए भी जो कि शर्ट्स के लिए इस्तेमाल होता. कॉटन की इतना रह गई है, लेदर इतना रह गया है, एक साथ ऑर्डर करता कराची में, एक ही दफ़ा हमारी गाड़ी कराची जाती और सब चीज़ें लेकर वापस आ जाती. रिजल्ट क्या हुआ? हम टाइम भी सेव करते, हम एफर्ट भी सेव करते, और हम मनी इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेट्रोलियम कॉस्ट या ड्राइवर की सैलरी वो भी सेव करते. So the best thing about an enterprise resource planning system is it manages things across departments, across locations, and across products. Same thing, how does it work? It identifies the main processes कि एक company के लिए कौन से process important है या कौन से process ज़रूरी है. First up, it identifies that. For example, material flow, raw material का flow कहाँ से आया, कहाँ यूटिलाइज हुआ और कैसे यूटिलाइज हुआ इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम. सेल्स प्रोसेस किस तरीके से सेल होगा, कैसे नहीं सेल होगा, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड देन यू कनेक्ट एवरीथिंग विद द फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम, विद मनी मैटर्स. सो बेसिकली एंटरप्राइज रिसोर्स प्लानिंग इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेसेस को आइडेंटिफाई करता है, उनको एक दूसरे के साथ रिलेट करता है, और एंड रिजल्ट क्या होता है, एक बेटर मैनेज या इफेक्टिवली मैनेज या मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली एक एफिशिएंटली और इफेक्टिवली मैनेज सिस्टम या managed organization हो जाती है. The next environment that we will talk about is the political legal environment. Now, as I told you earlier at the beginning of chapter number 3 as well, that in a lot of other books, if you would open books on introduction to business, you just might find political environment separate from the legal environment. So don't worry too much. You need to understand कि दोनों क्या चीज़ें हैं, and then चाहे वो अलग हो या combined हो, it's one and the same thing. First up, we're going to understand the legal environment, and then we're going to move on to the political environment. Now, legal environment becomes very, very important for organizations because it basically describes or defines relationships between government and businesses. In other words, in easy words, the legal environment basically defines कि business क्या कर सकते हैं और business क्या नहीं कर सकते. So what a business can do and what a business cannot do is defined by your legal environment. For example, Pakistan Tobacco Company. Now, if you are able to pick up any cigarette pack, उसमें क्या आपको नजर आता है? Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Right? Cigarette noshi सेहत के लिए मुज़र है. And now what they've recently done is they have this picture as well on those cigarette packs of various individuals who have diseases related to cigarette smoking. Now, do you think that Pakistan Tobacco Company wants to have these written statements or those pictures on their cigarette packs? I don't think so. It's because of the government requirement. It's because of the legal requirement. The government has put that condition that if you need to sell cigarettes, you need to have these written warnings and these pictures on your cigarette packs. So that is what your legal environment is. It basically defines what a business can do and what a business cannot do. In our example, it tells Pakistan Tobacco Company that if you need to operate in business or if you want to sell cigarettes in Pakistan, you need to have these things on your cigarette packs. So that is how a legal environment impacts a business. Again, very, very important for businesses to keep in mind the legalities of doing a business, because if they cannot or if they are unable to do so, then automatically वो businesses से बहुत negative impact पड़ता है. Again, in our example, आज पाकिस्तान टोबैको कंपनी कहती है कि जी we will not have that written warning, तो क्या होगा? They will not be allowed to operate in Pakistan. They will not be allowed to sell in Pakistan, right? Again, negative impact, no profits, no sales, no selling, or no sales for that particular company. The other portion of this particular environment is the political environment. Now, politics plays a very important role. If there is good political environment in the country, if there's political stability in the company, that there are more businesses coming into your country. Because what happens is when you have political stability, automatically, or good political environment, automatically that relates to having a good economic system. Good economic system means that the economic system provides opportunities to businesses for growth, expansion and profit. And when that happens, automatically companies, organizations are going to come from outside into your own country and invest in your country. Once they invest, that means more employment opportunities, more purchasing power and more profits. So that is how your political environment impacts a business. Now, जब भी हम political environment की बात करते हैं, so a political environment will either be, or when I say political environment, I automatically mean the government. The government will either have it's going to be either pro-business or will be anti-business. Now, what does pro-business means? Pro-business means that the government and business are one and the same. The government supports the businesses. And an anti-business sentiment is going to be that the government does not support a particular business. When this happens, जब आपकी government आपके business को support कर रही होती है, तो automatically आपके पास बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आ रही होती हैं, शायद वो आपसे टैक्सेस ना लें या कुछ सालों के लिए आपके टैक्सेस को माफ़ कर दे या आपको सब्सिडीज़ प्रोवाइड कर दे या आपकी इंपोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ कम कर दे। सिमिलरली अगर गवर्नमेंट एंटी बिजनेस होती है या किसी बिजनेस के ख़िलाफ़ हो जाती है तो वो बहुत हर्डल्स क्रिएट कर सकती है बिजनेसेस के लिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटीज़, इन टर्म्स ऑफ के ये रेगुलेशन फिल करनी है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ पुटिंग कोटाज, इन टर्म्स ऑफ just asking the business not to work in a particular country. So again, government pro ho ya anti-business ho, ya pro-business ho ya anti-business ho, it really impacts how a business operates in a particular country. The third environment, so before I move on to the socio-cultural environment, I need to clarify कि हम political legal environment को एक उसमें क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं. Politics or political environment and legal environment go hand in hand, because it is the political environment which makes the laws and regulations which govern the businesses in the legal environment. Legal environment खुद ब खुद नहीं बन जाती, laws, regulations, rules खुद ब खुद नहीं बनते. There are individuals जो कि laws को बनाती हैं या regulations को बनाती हैं. वो individuals कहाँ होते हैं? वो individuals generally आपकी government में होते हैं. Government क्या होती है? वो basically आपकी political environment होती है. So that's the reason that a lot of books combine your political and legal environment together, because politics or political environment and legal environment go hand in hand. The next environment that we are supposed to do is the socio-cultural environment. Now, what is the social environment or the cultural environment or the socio-cultural environment as we call it? It basically relates to the customs, the values and the demographic characteristics of individuals. Now, custom and values are two words that we use very frequently. Customs and values, they would relate to our beliefs, what we think is right and what we think is not right. The religious perspective is also going to come when we're discussing custom and values. And then we have demographic characteristics as well. What is demographics? Demographics is your age, your gender, your education. So when a particular age group likes one thing and older people don't like that thing, that is the demographic characteristics. Similarly, when uneducated people like something and educated people do not like something, that is again a demographic characteristics. The differentiation in liking between male and female is also going to come under the demographic characteristics. Now, what happens with, what are the various things or characteristics of a socio-cultural environment? Because of the social impact and the cultural impact of individuals, the customer preferences and the customer tastes vary. Now, what do I mean by customer preferences and customer taste? I basically mean what consumers like and what customers like as compared to what they do not like and what they would not like to use. It varies with reference to various cultures, it varies with reference to various societies, it varies with reference to age, it's going to vary with reference to gender, it's going to vary with reference to how much education you have. The first 2 points are international and national. Now, for example, let's take a fast food chain, right? Let's take McDonald's. If you eat McDonald's in Pakistan, and if you eat McDonald's, let's say in Europe or in America, the taste is going to be very, very different. So why is that taste different? The Europeans, they do not like spicy food. या उनको spices या मिर्चें खाना इतना पसंद नहीं है. So when McDonald's makes its burgers for Europeans or Americans, it keeps the spices on the lower side. However, as Pakistanis, we like spicy food, or we like to eat spicy food. Similarly, when they bring their products, or when McDonald's brings its products to Pakistan, it brings in it spices it as well. So the taste in Pakistan is going to be slightly different as compared to the taste in America. Similarly, a lot of people say that when you eat Chinese food in Pakistan, it's very, very different as compared to the Chinese food that you eat in China. And they also say that if अगर आप वही Chinese खाना जो China में मिलता है, अगर वो पाकिस्तान में मिलना शुरू हो जाए, then most of us will not like it. So the point is that जब भी कोई बिजनेस किसी दूसरी कंट्री में जाकर ऑपरेट करना शुरू होता है, इट केटर्स टू द सोशियो कल्चरल एनवायरनमेंट. लोगों को क्या पसंद है, लोगों को क्या नहीं पसंद है. सिमिलरली जब मैकडॉनल्ड्स इंडिया में जाता है तो वहाँ पर सिंस इंडियंस डू नॉट ईट मीट, तो वहाँ पर वो इस पर्टिकुलर प्रेफरेंस को केटर फॉर करता है और वेजिटेबल बर्गर्स भी लेकर आता है. Why is that? Because the religious perspective towards Indian not eating meat, McDonald's caters to that. Now, similarly, customer preferences change with time as well. एक particular time में लोगों को एक particular fashion या एक particular चीज़ पसंद होती है. With time that changes. For example, if you would take into account the length of dresses that females are wearing. एक particular time पर they were shorter dresses. Then today they are as long as you want them to be. Now these are the changes that happen with time. Now if I'm a fashion designer and I open up my own boutique और मैं बिल्कुल short shirts above knee shirts बनाती हूँ for females, do you think anybody is going to buy them? No, not at all. They're going to say किस साल का, किस ईयर का आप फैशन हमें दे रही हैं, आजकल तो लंबी शर्ट्स आती हैं, right? So that is what socio-cultural environment is. Companies, country, organizations, individuals, businessmen, entrepreneurs need to see the cultural preferences and the social preferences of a particular country and design their products and design their goods and services according to that. The final factor that we have to talk about when we're discussing the socio-cultural environment is feeling about a job. Now, feeling about a particular job varies from country to country. For example, in some countries, you doing a job is important, irrespective of what type of job it is. ये मैटर नहीं करता कि आप कौन सी नौकरी कर रहे हैं. What matters is the value of work. कि आप नौकरी कर रहे हैं, you're earning your own money, you have that self respect कि आप अपना काम कर रहे हैं, and then again you want it, आप एक सही तरीके से fully responsible तरीके से अपना काम करते हैं, and you ensure that आप you give your 100%. Just for example, if you go to United States or for that matter any other European country, it's not about what kind of job you're doing, be it that you're a waiter in a particular company, be it that you're an executive in a multinational, be it you're a manager in some company. All of them are one and the same. Just because आप काम कर रहे हैं, the work is valuable. You're not sitting idle at some place. However, if you come back to our own country, how much respect do we give to that person who cleans in our homes? We don't. Why? Because he's a cleaner. हमको कैसे रिस्पेक्ट दे सकते हैं? लॉट ऑफ अस व्हाट वी डू इज वी आर लिटिल शाई ऑफ शेकिंग हैंड्स विद देम. दैट इज व्हाट वी से व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट फीलिंग अबाउट अ जॉब. इट्स अगेन पार्ट ऑफ योर सोशियो कल्चरल एनवायरनमेंट. आप अपनी जॉब को किस तरीके से देखते हैं. एंड व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द फीलिंग अबाउट अ जॉब, अगेन लेवल ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज गोइंग टू कम. पीपल हु आर वेरी कॉन्शियस आर वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल टुवर्ड्स अ जॉब. आपको उनके पीछे भागना नहीं पड़ता. यू गिव देम एन असाइनमेंट, यू गिव देम सम वर्क, दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल individuals, they want to do it, they'll do it. On the other hand, when you go to certain countries, when you go to certain nations, people there generally are non-serious, are non-responsible. You give them some work, you have to run after them. जब तक पीछे नहीं भागेंगे, जब तक सेटल नहीं करेंगे, जब तक बोलेंगे नहीं, आपका काम नहीं होगा. So that is what the last part or the last factor in socio-cultural environment is, which is basically feeling about a job, how you do your job, how responsible you are. आप किस तरीके से feel करते हैं अपनी job के बारे में. That is what the last point is about. Now, next thing that is going to come, or the next thing that we're going to discuss in the social cultural environment is the ethical compliance and responsible behavior. Ethics or ethical compliance. What is ethics? Ethics is basically the distinction between right and wrong. क्या चीज़ सही है और क्या चीज़ सही नहीं है. That is what ethics is. And companies and organizations as a whole have a level of responsibility towards being ethical. जब हम ethics की बात करते हैं, हम usually we're talking of individuals like you and me. मुझको ज़्यादा ethical होना चाहिए या आपको सही और गलत में तमीज़ करनी चाहिए. But the very same rule applies to organizations as well. They need to be ethical in their dealing. For example, if we say that consumers have the right that they should be given products which are of good quality and reasonably priced. Similarly, organizations should produce products which are of good quality and they should price them reasonably so that the consumer can buy them and purchase them and use them. If they're not doing that, that means that unethical काम है, they're not being ethical. So again, from a perspective of a company needs to be ethical in their dealing. चाहे वो customers के साथ deal करे, चाहे वो employees के साथ deal करे, चाहे वो suppliers के साथ deal करे, in short चाहे वो किसी भी type के stakeholders के साथ deal करे, a company needs to be ethical and उसकी ethical compliance होनी चाहिए. If the government has said that you are not supposed to do this, then the company should not do that. If the government says that एयर कंडीशनिंग हमने 11 बजे के बाद ऑन करनी है या बाजार हमने 8 बजे बंद करने हैं, that means that the shopkeepers should, keeping ethics in mind and being ethically responsible, they should close their shops at 8 o'clock. Next thing which comes with being ethical is being socially responsible as well. Now, what is social responsibility? Before I get into that, I need to say that ethics and social responsibility is the next chapter that we're supposed to do, which is chapter number 3 of your books. And we're going to discuss in detail, in depth, what ethics and social responsibility is. इधर हम सिर्फ सरसरी तौर पर ऊपर से हम बात करें. Social responsibility or being socially responsible is that you should be aware of the environment that you're operating in. or you should be conscious of the environment that you're operating in. आपकी ये कोशिश होनी चाहिए कि जैसी environment आपको मिली है आप उसको उससे बेहतर करके अपनी आगे वाली generations को दें, ना कि उसको deteriorate करके आगे pass on करें next generations को. So again, being socially responsible is part of socio-cultural environment. So if your company decides कि जी हम polythene bags use नहीं करेंगे और हम paper bags use करेंगे, that is being ethical and having a socially responsible behavior which is going to be part of your socio-cultural environment. या हम कहते हैं कि हम pollution या air pollution या noise pollution के बारे में हमारी कंपनी कोई काम करेगी, that is again being part of the socio-cultural environment and being socially responsible and ethically responsible. This particular environment has taken a greater role today. For example, अगर आप इसी environment के बारे में आज से 20, 30, 40 साल पहले बात करते तो शायद इस environment की इतनी importance नहीं थी. आज इस साल में 2012 में 2012 में this environment becomes one of the most important environment for a business. Why? Because consumers like you and me have become more conscious of the environment that we're living in. हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें खरीदते हैं, लेकिन अब हम उस कंपनी से वो चीज़ खरीदेंगे जो कि फेयर है अपनी डीलिंग्स में और अपने environment के बारे में कॉन्शियस है. हमारे पास बहुत सारी चॉइसेस हैं, हमारे पास बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, हमें एग्जैक्टली पता है कि कौन सी किस कंपनी में क्या हो रहा है, कौन सी कंपनी एनवायरनमेंट के लिए काम कर रही है, कौन सी कंपनी उस कंट्री की बेटरमेंट के लिए काम कर रही है, कौन सी कंट्री पोल्यूशन को कम करने के लिए काम कर रही है, कौन सी कंपनी ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट के लिए काम कर रही है, कौन सी कंपनी स्कूल्स बना रही है. एंड वी एज कंज्यूमर्स would be interested in purchasing products of those companies which is involved in community work, which is involved in providing for the less fortunate in the country. And जब आपका consumer इस चीज़ के बारे में अवेयर हो जाता है, then automatically it starts putting pressure on the companies कि जी हम तब खरीदेंगे जब आप ये करेंगे. And that is the reason why the socio-cultural environment, and specifically why ethical and responsible behavior of companies has become very, very important today. Now, your last environment that we will talk about is your business environment. Now, जब हम business environment की बात करते हैं तो हम 2-3 चीज़ों को जहन में रख कर बात करते हैं. First up, product delivery. Product delivery is कितना टाइम लगता है, again जिस हमने cycle time की बात की थी, कितना टाइम लगता है product के बारे में सोचने से लेकर product को actually बनाने तक. That is what business environment is about. Again, with technology, with use of new technologies, with the new softwares that we're using, with the new communication technologies which we have, with the latest electronic gadgets that we have, the product delivery time has reduced considerably. पहले जो चीज़ महीनों और सालों में होती थी, अगर हम कहते हैं कि जी प्रोजेक्ट का आइडिया जहन में आने तक, प्रोडक्ट को एक्चुअली हाथ में पकड़ने तक अगर 5 साल लगते थे, तो अब ये 5 साल have been reduced to 5 months only. अब आप प्रोडक्ट सोचते इधर हैं और अगले 5 महीने के बाद प्रोडक्ट आपके हाथ में इधर होता है. That is how your business environment has changed. Second thing is production facilities going international. Remember I told you in one of my lectures that please look at the tag of the shirt that you're wearing and you will see that it would either be made in China, Bangladesh, Vietnam. That is about production facilities going international. आप चाइना इसलिए जाते हैं बिकॉज वहाँ इनएक्सपेंसिव लेबर है। जब लेबर इनएक्सपेंसिव होगा तो आपके एक्सपेंसेस कम होंगे, जब एक्सपेंसेस कम होंगे तो आपके प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स ज़्यादा होंगे, जब प्रॉफिट मार्जिन ज़्यादा होंगे तो कंपनी प्रॉफिटेबल ज़्यादा होगी। तो दिस इज़ अगेन वन ऑफ द थिंग्स जहाँ पर आपका ना बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट चेंज हो गई है। पहले बहुत सालों पहले आप सिर्फ अपनी कंट्री में बिजनेस करते थे, आप सोचते भी नहीं थे कि आप प्रोडक्शन फैसिलिटी को किसी और कंट्री में ले जाएंगे। अब आप दूसरी कंट्री की रिसोर्सेज का फ़ायदा उठाते हैं। वाई इज़ इट कि एवरी अदर कंपनी इज़ ऑपरेटिंग फ्रॉम इंडिया एज वेल, अगेन चीप or inexpensive labor force or inexpensive human resource. So that is what your when I say production facilities going international, that is what I mean. And this is one of the major factors, one of the major reasons that has literally changed the business environment in which companies and organizations operate today. Finally, another thing which has led to changes in business environment is in employee working. We are talking more flexible hours. Employee आता है, employee चला जाता है. The employee doesn't need to work 8 hours every day. Yes, the employee needs to work 40 hours a week, but उन 40 hours की तो वो division day by day कैसे करता है? That depends on the employee. वो ऑफिस में बैठ कर काम करता है या इंटरनेट के थ्रू घर पर काम करता है? That depends on the employee. So the business environment has been changed in ways कि जी एम्प्लॉय किस तरीके से काम करेगा। फ्लेक्सिबल वर्किंग आवर्स, मोर वर्किंग वेमेन, घर को भी टाइम देना है, ऑफिस को भी टाइम देना है, घर का काम ऑफिस से आती हैं, घर में ऑफिस बनाती हैं, एंड द बॉसेस डू नॉट सफर और द बिजनेसेस डू नॉट सफर और द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस डू नॉट सफर बिकॉज डेडलाइंस आर बीइंग मेट, काम हो रहा है। सो बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट जो है, आज का बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट इसलिए भी चेंज हुआ क्योंकि एम्प्लॉयज़ के वर्किंग आवर्स या वर्किंग हैबिट्स चेंज हो जाती हैं। नाउ अगेन, जब हम बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट की बात करते हैं तो हम ये बात करते हैं कि कॉर्पोरेट बाउंड्रीज चेंज हो गई हैं या रीडिफाइन हो गई हैं। इनिशियली बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट में होता था दैट कंपनीज इररिस्पेक्टिव कि वो उस चीज़ में अच्छी हैं या अच्छी नहीं हैं, दे वर प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑल दैट दे कुड प्रोड्यूस, right? However, that has changed now. Companies are only producing things, only producing goods and services, or only producing products in which they are good at. वो काम करेंगे जो उनसे अच्छे से होगा, बाकी सारा काम वो बाहर किसी और कंपनी को दे देंगी या आउटसोर्स कर देंगी या किसी और कंपनी से कहेंगी कि वो करें। इसकी बेसिक वजह या इसका बेसिक रीज़न, जस्ट थिंक अबाउट योरसेल्फ एज इंडिविजुअल्स, क्या आप सब चीज़ें करने में अच्छे हैं? इट्स इम्पॉसिबल। वी कैन नॉट बी गुड एट एवरीथिंग दैट वी आर डूइंग। हम एक चीज़ में अच्छे होंगे, हम 2 चीज़ में अच्छे होंगे, राइट? Maybe you're very good in cleaning your house, maybe you're very good in your studies, but you're a pathetic cook, you just can't cook. तो अब क्या करें? अब अगर आप खाना पकाएंगे तो खाना तो अच्छा नहीं पकेगा, right? So what you do, you focus on your studies, you focus on your education. Yes, you clean your house as well, and you hire a servant who cooks for you, who's good in cooking. That is what core competencies are. You do things which you're good at, while you do not do things which you're not good at. आप वो चीज़ें बाहर के की ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को दे देते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन परस्पेक्टिव से मार्केटिंग करनी है, योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज़ नॉट गुड इन मार्केटिंग, यू प्रोड्यूस वेरी वेल, आप बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी की गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, बट यू जस्ट कैन नॉट मार्केट। तब आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या करेगी कि इट्स जस्ट गोइंग टू फोकस ऑन प्रोडक्शन ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज, वाइल मार्केटिंग विल, द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ मार्केटिंग विल बी गिवन टू सम अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड दैट सम अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विल मार्केट योर प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर यू. So you're going to focus on your core competencies, and the other work that your organization needs to do will be done by some other company. That some other company is what we call as outsourcing. Outsourcing is basically paying your distributors and paying your suppliers to provide services. So अगर आपकी organization में cleaning करवानी है या सफाई करवानी है, it's not necessary that your organization does it. You outsource it to some other business. You outsource your cleaning activities to some other organization. Similarly, आपकी organization has, let's say, 100 employees. उनको खाना खिलाना है दोपहर का. It's not necessary that your organization has a food department. It's not necessary कि आपकी organization खुद cooks hire करे और खुद खाना पका कर आपके employees को खिलाए. You can outsource the food activities to some other distributor or supplier. You can pay those distributors and those suppliers, and those distributors will then make food for your organization and feed your employees. Similarly, another thing which has happened in the business environment, or which has changed the business environment, is vertical integration. Now, vertical integration can either be backward or it can be forward. Now you can ask me what is she talking about? Vertical integration is, let's say your business is making food, rice, right? Biryani pakata hai aapka business, okay? So we're a biryani making business, or a rice, chicken with rice making business, okay? Now, vertical integration or backward vertical integration is that instead of purchasing rice from somebody else, I buy rice fields and I'm the one, या मेरा business अपनी rice खुद produce करेगा. So I have gone backward into my business, and that is called as backward vertical integration. I am now producing my own rice. I have now my own rice fields. I produce as much rice as I want. Instead of buying it from somebody, instead of outsourcing it, instead of buying it from a supplier or a distributor, I now own my own rice fields, have my own rice, and do not buy my rice from any place else. That is called as backward vertical integration. Now, forward vertical integration is कि जब मैंने राइस अपनी खुद बनाई, राइस अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में लेकर आई, I made the rice, बिरयानी मैंने खुद बनाई. Now I will not use another organization to distribute it. I will use my own resources, have my own distribution channel, and will use my own resources to distribute that particular product. That is called as forward vertical integration. So in short, vertical integration, चाहे वो backward vertical integration हो या वो forward vertical integration हो, has changed the business environment completely. Now, vertical integration will have positive as well as negative effects as well, and companies, organizations needs to see कि इसका positive बेहतर है या negative नुकसानदेह है. For example, the positive side is that you're not dependent on anybody. You're not dependent on suppliers for delivery of raw materials, and you're not dependent on distributors for delivery of your products. That's one of the good sides. You're completely independent. अपना काम खुद कर रहे हैं, सही कर रहे हैं. The downside of vertical integration is that since you're involved in so many other things, पीछे से राइस भी प्रोड्यूस करनी है, आगे से राइस भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करनी है, सो जो बिरयानी पकाने वाला काम है, दैट माइट सफ़र, बिकॉज आप कितनी चीज़ों पर फोकस करेंगे, राइट? सो दैट्स वन ऑफ द डाउन साइड्स ऑफ वर्टिकल बीइंग इंटीग्रेटेड वर्टिकली. जब आप बहुत सारे काम कर रहे होते हैं तो आपका हर काम ख़राब हो रहा था, बिकॉज एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग यू कांट फोकस ऑन सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स. सो योर प्राइमरी फोकस, which was basically cooking of biryani, will get affected by producing rice and distributing rice. So that is a downside of vertical integration. Again, companies, organizations need to see कि positive कितना है, negative कितना है, and then make a balance between the two. Should we go for it or should we not go for it? And this has changed the business environment as we see it today. Then you have viral marketing. Viral marketing is basically marketing through word of mouth or through internet. So when I go to a particular shop and I buy something from that shop, come back home, call my friend and tell her that ये चीज़ वहाँ बहुत अच्छी मिल रही थी, और सेल में मिल रही थी, और क्वालिटी बड़ी अच्छी है, और प्राइस बहुत अच्छी है. That is what viral marketing is. जहाँ पर मैंने अपनी friend को through my word of mouth, I told her that some shop is offering this particular product which is of very good quality, very reasonably priced, please go and buy it. Again, the other aspect of viral marketing is through internet. Internet is, I open my laptop, log on to my Facebook account, change my status, bought a good quality shirt from this particular place at this particular price. Everybody or all the my contacts on my Facebook are going to see that post that I've made on my account, and will go to that particular shop and might buy those particular products. So viral marketing is when you're marketing your goods and services either through word of mouth or through internet. Again, these two are unconventional ways of marketing. These two are not the traditional ways of marketing जहाँ पर आप print media या television को use करते हैं, electronic media को use करते हैं. Business process management again is generally managing your process in a manner जो कि आपका business या आपके processes जो हैं ज़्यादा efficient हो, ज़्यादा effective हो, less time consuming हो, and more money making हो. चाहे आप अपने businesses को इस तरीके से streamline कर दीजिए कि एक के बाद एक हो जाए। आपने इंडिविजुअल सही हायर किया, उसको सही तरीके से प्लेस किया, उसको सही टेक्नोलॉजीज प्रोवाइड की, उसको सही से काम समझाया और उसने काम सही से कर कर आपको सही आउटपुट दे दी। दैट इज़ अगेन गोइंग टू बी व्हाट बिजनेस प्रोसेस मैनेजमेंट इज़। आप इंटायर बिजनेस प्रोसेस को प्रॉपरली मैनेज करते हो, चाहे वो इन्वेंट्री हो, चाहे वो फ्लो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन हो, चाहे वो सेल्स हो, चाहे वो मार्केटिंग हो, चाहे वो प्रोडक्शन हो, चाहे वो हायरिंग ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स हो, चाहे वो मैनेजिंग ऑफ मनी हो, चाहे वो प्राइसिंग हो। आप हर चीज़ को प्रॉपरली करते हो ताकि आपका बिजनेस एक स्ट्रीमलाइन तरीके से चले, इट्स हैपहैज़र्ड तरीके से ना चले। दैट इज़ व्हाट बिजनेस प्रोसेस मैनेजमेंट इज़। एंड फाइनली द thing which has changed the business environment today is 9/11. Just imagine that before 9/11, what used to happen? एक Pakistani businessman who might have any name that person would want. It was very easy for him to travel to US, interact with business concerns there, have meetings with different organizations there, come back to Pakistan, फिर 6 महीने के बाद वापस US जाए, वहाँ से अपना डिलीवरी करवाए और वापस अपना पाकिस्तान में काम करे। However, today, post 9/11, that has changed completely. It's not easy for our businessmen to get visas. चलो अगर वीज़ा मिल जाता है तो इमिग्रेशन इश्यूज आते हैं, इमिग्रेशन ख़त्म हो जाएगा तो ट्रस्ट इश्यूज आते हैं, ट्रस्ट ख़त्म हो जाएगा तो क्रेडिबिलिटी का मसला आ जाएगा, क्रेडिबिलिटी के बाद चलो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी हो गया, चीज़ भी हो गई, काम भी ख़त्म हो गया। जब यहाँ से आप अपनी प्रोडक्ट को अमेरिका भेजेंगे तो वहाँ पर भी शायद बहुत सारे अमेरिकन सिर्फ इसलिए आपकी प्रोडक्ट इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज वन इट इज़ मेड इन पाकिस्तान, टू Osama was found in Pakistan. Again, these two have no connections with each other, but the Americans might think that way. So again, post 9/11, businesses or how businesses conduct themselves or how businesses run specifically with reference to our region, our country has changed dramatically. चीज़ें वैसी नहीं हैं. Today a Pakistani businessman or a Pakistani organization or a Pakistani business has to do more, has to be better than so many others. अगेन ज़रूरी है, ये हो सकता है कि वो बहुतों से बेहतर हो, बट दैट बिजनेसमैन अपने आप को प्रूव करने के लिए, अपने आप को सक्सेसफुल साबित करने के लिए उसको बहुत सारे और काम करने पड़ेंगे जो शायद उसको 9/11 से पहले नहीं करने पड़े. सो दैट इज़ हाउ दीज आर 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 थिंग्स विच हैज़ चेंज्ड आवर बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट. चाहे वो 9/11 का इंसिडेंट हो, चाहे वो बिजनेस प्रोसेस मैनेजमेंट हो, चाहे वो आउटसोर्सिंग हो, चाहे वो वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन हो, बट जनरली स्पीकिंग दैट इज़ हाउ योर बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट has been changed. So this is, here we end our lecture number 4, which is also the end of your chapter number 2. Now again, a very quick recap. Let's just put everything together and go through what we did in this particular chapter. The particular chapter number 2 is about business environments. We discuss what is a business environment, what is an organizational boundary, and what positive and negative impacts does a business environment has or have, or any organization, big or small, multinational or local. Then we talked about economic environment. We said कि economic environment होती क्या है. We talked about business cycles. We talked about aggregate outputs. We talked about productivity. We talked about having a good standard of living, and we said all these things are important for economic growth. And then we moved on to economic stability, which basically related to कि economic stability को 2 factors जो हैं वो hinder करते हैं, 1 being inflation and 2 being unemployment. Then we moved on and we discussed कि जी आपकी जो economy होती है उसको either fiscal policy control करती है, which is government spending and revenues, or monetary policy control करती है, which again is controlled by your State Bank of Pakistan and which relates to the circulation of money or the flow of money within a particular economy or a country. So that was our economic environment. We moved on and discussed the technological environment. We said कि जब मैं कहती हूँ technological environment, what do I mean? It might be the gray matter here. It might be the equipment that we're using. It might be the electronics or the telecommunication devices that we're using. It could be the work habits that we have. And then we said that आपकी product and services technologies होती हैं and business process technologies होती हैं. Product service technologies products की production के लिए use होती हैं, and business process technologies processes या systems की improvement के लिए use होती हैं. We moved on and talked about the political legal environment, whereby legal was about what to do and what not to do, or what can a business do and what can a business not do. And political environment are जहाँ पर pro business political environment होती है या anti business political environment होती है. दोनों के अपने positive and negative points हैं. Then we talked about the socio-cultural environment, जहाँ पर हम कस्टमर वैल्यूज़ की बात की, प्रेफरेंसेस की बात की कि किसी भी बिज़नेस को जब किसी भी कंट्री में आता है उसको देखना पड़ता है कि वहाँ की वैल्यूज़ क्या हैं, वहाँ के कस्टम्स क्या हैं, और अकॉर्डिंगली अपने, चाहे वो टेस्ट हो, चाहे वो क्लोथिंग हो, चाहे वो फूड आइटम्स हो, चाहे वो कोई भी चीज़ हो, अकॉर्डिंगली उसको उस पर्टिकुलर कंट्री के प्रेफरेंसेस या लाइक्स या डिसलाइक्स के मुताबिक उस चीज़ों को उसको केटर फॉर करना पड़ता है या कस्टमाइज़ करना पड़ता है. एंड फाइनली we talked about the business environment. We said कि business environment क्या चीज़ होती है और क्यों change, आज की business environment क्यों change हुई है, चाहे उसमें work habits employees की change हो जाएं या आप companies के साथ integrate हो रहे हो, strategic partnerships कर रहे हो, या दूसरी countries में जाकर अपनी product को produce कर रहे हो, इन सब चीज़ों की वजह से आपकी business environment change होती है. And then again the last slide was about कि आपकी बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट इसलिए भी आज चेंज हुई है क्योंकि आप आउटसोर्स ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं, आप वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन के प्रोज एंड कॉन्स के बारे में भी सोचते हैं और देखते हैं. यू टॉकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट मेथड्स थ्रू विच यू कैन मार्केट योर प्रोडक्ट्स, बी इट इंटरनेट और वर्ड ऑफ माउथ विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज वायरल मार्केटिंग. एंड जनरली वी डिस्कस इट आफ्टर द इंसिडेंट ऑफ 9/11. द मार्केटिंग or the business environment has generally changed, whereby things are not that easy or the business environment in itself has become a little difficult, especially with reference to citizens that live in Pakistan and they're doing businesses abroad. So that is what chapter number 2 is about. When we meet next time for our next lecture, we're going to talk about business ethics and being socially responsible. Again, a very quick reminder for you guys is that you need to study your chapter number 3 before you put that CD in and listen to my lecture. Thank you.